All right, all right. What is up, Honey Badger Nation? This is John Kitchens, and man, welcome to episode 119 of Expert Mentors Live. Super pumped for today's episode. We're going to have got Mr. John Clark joining us, and we're going to dive into, I think, a topic you guys are going to get a lot out of. We're going to get into educate, inspire, entertain, and really, you know, the whole objective and getting people to just really interact with you. So, John, say hello to the Honey Badger Nation.
Hello, Honey Badger Nation. I am very, very excited to be here.
Man, and I'm glad you were able to make the time and jump in and join us. But, you know, before we dive in a little bit, I want to share really what Expert Mentors Live is all about. We've got so many new members, and we're actually even streaming live into the Fast Forward movement, which is leadership with Kyle Whistle, Daniel Beer, Mary Maloney, and that amazing crew. They're honey badgers as well, but they were really the responsibility from kicking these episodes off 118, 119 episodes ago. And really what it's about is the opportunity to tap into the horsepower of this group. There are so many talented people in this community, and so many of these talented people like John here that just want to give back, want to add value. So Expert Mentors Live allows us to leverage the power of this community for all of our benefit, right? You know, these are weekly trainings live every Wednesday, noon Central, right here, and streaming to you guys in these two groups. So make sure, lock it in your calendar and leverage these trainings for your agent attraction efforts. I know Daniel Beer is a big proponent of that. And, you know, if it's working for Mr. Beer, I think it can work for all of us. So take advantage of it. And I'm glad you guys are here. John, tell us a little bit about yourself for all these amazing honey badgers that don't know who you are.
Well, that's great. If you don't know who I am, I don't think you're on the Honey Badger group. I post entirely too much there, I think.
I love it.
And I hope it's not a bad thing for some people, but I promise it's for a good reason. I'm sure we'll get to that here in a little bit. So going back, I guess I've been basically in sales since Moby Dick was a minnow. My brother and I actually cold called at 6 and 4 years old, selling pot holders that we loomed with my mom's loom on base, and it just kind of progressed from there, from door-to-door lawnmower sales into lawn mowing, and then eventually into retail and restaurants and things like that. And finally got a break to go into outside sales, and that was really nice because I was already with a woman who was entirely too hot for me. And John, I know you know a lot about that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Believe me, that was respectful. I'm being totally respectful.
Absolutely.
Our daughters do not need us. I'm sure you know that. They're way too pretty for us. But besides that, if they left us, they would be just fine. That's why I think it's a great challenge. And so anyway, I went into outside sales and really liked it because it was more of a Monday through Friday, weekends off. I finally had that freedom, you know, which I never could take a Christmas or, maybe you got a Christmas off once every blue moon if you asked off 6 months ahead of time, and you worked crazy hours. But it was nice to have that kind of schedule. And so I never wanted to go back to retail. So I really put myself into it and did a fairly good job. But it went through I went through quite a few new cars through that time too, being an outside rep, and nobody goes from inside to outside, right? It's the other way around. The outside guys are the ones that get paid. But I decided I wanted to go the other route, and I went to inside because I was tired of destroying cars and paying for oil changes once a month and tires and things like that. And so I did, and I just assumed that if I had everything right there in front of me, including my operations people, my finance people, management, and 2 screens. And I'm like, I'm going to be a bad dude, man. I'm like, I'm pretty good with driving with one knee and doing text messages and calls, stuff that you shouldn't be doing, of course, but I kind of mastered it as an outside guy. And it took off. And what I did was I called the top 10 people in the world from my position and said, what are you doing to be so great at what you're doing? Because I'm coming for you this year, respectful. And all they said was make more phone calls. And I'm like, no, really? I've been in sales since, forever. I'm like, you're going to tell me make more phone calls? I was looking for the secret sauce, right? Anything. Right. And that's what I see happen here a lot, which is what I did. So I was like, all right, well, I'll see you next year. Well, I did my own research and I worked with my team, and we came up with a good way to kind of separate us from the competition, and ended up being #1 in the world in my position by an absolute landslide the first year out. And that year, funny enough, those top 10 people called me what the hell did you do last year? Now, there's a big difference in the way that I look at things and the way that some of my peers looked at things. I don't have competition. I never have in my entire life. I never will. I'm sure there's people out there that would call themselves my competitor, but I don't look at it that way. I'm in it for me, for my family to handle my business. But short of that, I really just like helping people, man. I'll help a competitor if I have to, as it relates to learning a new skill, because all it's going to do is make me up my game later, right? So was able to do really good in the second year. I actually beat that record and was able to help 4 of the people that made it to the 10 positions for President's Club made it with me. They were the 4 best hugs I've ever received in my entire life. One woman almost didn't let go of me. She had been left by her husband for somebody younger with 4 kids and was damn near gave up. She took everything I said to heart, and we trained and I stayed focused with her throughout the entire year, and she ended up making it, won the 10 positions, and ended up making over 100 grand. And that woman, I swear to God, about hugged the breath out of me, but it was in front of my wife. And I have goosebumps to this day thinking about that moment. Those kind of things are that's what I'm all about. I like helping people and seeing a positive effect. Man, dude, that hug, I'll tell you what, money's great. And I like money, believe me. And I'll take a lot more of it if there's any laying around. But those kind of things you can't put a price on. And so then, unfortunately, when I was mentoring 140 of these people across the 3 continents that we were on, I started the best practices email to share stuff every week that I was doing to see if it would help. And then they promoted me. We went for a big interview, and I went against a bunch of people, and I got the position, and they said, well, you're moving to Dallas in 2 months. Now, I'm still in Ohio. You're moving to Dallas. My wife's on base, right? She makes good money. We're not moving. And they're like, you're moving to Dallas in 2 months, and all those people you've been training, now we're going to consolidate everybody to 3 call centers throughout the United States. We had 2 branches in every state. So I had to convince them to move to a call center or cut their legs out from under them. I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball, dude. See you later. So I quit and did a little research and went and spoke with Mike Wall and John Pileski and fell in love instantly, and that was a wrap. I'd already done the research on EXP. I'm so hip to be part of an organization now that doesn't look at me like a complete outcast, because I'm the guy that talks in elevators. You know what I mean? I'm that dude who, good morning, everybody. I'm that dipshit. So, I'm glad that people actually see it as a positive thing now. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and I have absolutely found my tribe now, John.
Yeah, man, it's a great fit. And, coming from that abundance mindset and just coming from a place of contribution and adding value. And, you nailed it, right? If they don't know who you are or have seen your post, they haven't been spending much time in the Honey Badger group. And it's cool, man. I get a kick, love seeing that. I know we'll get into, a lot of the components and the things that, really kind of the method to your madness, right? It's just not random. It's very intentional. And it's everything's in life is uphill, and the only way we get uphill is with intent. So I know there's a great framework. I'm excited to dive in, and I'm going to let you take the lead on this, because it's fantastic. And all of you guys listening in, make sure, man, you got your notepad and pen handy, because we're going to be flying through some good stuff here.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a 47-year-old guy that wanted to make sure that I would stay in front of my clients and my customers. So this social media thing for me started back, probably 5, 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, when I really started going hard on LinkedIn. I mean, I started sharing just content that I found value in, and that I thought other sales professionals in my profession and or just sales professionals in general. If you're a good salesperson, it kind of goes across the board, right? Like I do a lot of sales humor, a lot of real estate humor, right? You can't do that without being kicked in the teeth a million times from actually going out and doing sales. Like, I'm sorry, you can copy somebody else's stuff, but you can't make up new shit. You just can't. It would be corny, and the people like you that have actually sold stuff, or Jay Kinder or Albie Stasic or my guy Mike, they would laugh my ass out of the room, like, this is corny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. You have to be good at sales to be able to pull off that kind of stuff, in my opinion.
Yep.
And so it's nice sharing those type of things and getting reactions from people. I think the biggest thing that I had to get over initially was being on video. It's the thing that is the most important thing, I think, as a real estate agent that we can do to get in front of our clients. Because at the end of the day, our biggest problem is not what people think about us. Our biggest problem is us, the person you look at in the mirror every morning. You're your biggest critic, right? Your biggest critic. So everybody's scared to jump on video because they're scared that John Kitchens is going to see it and be like, oh my God, look at that guy. He looks like he's been chewing on rocks, right? Like that's how I look. I got jacked up teeth because my parents couldn't afford braces. Anyway, but you know, like, or that guy, oh, look, he's a little fat in the ass, whatever it is. Like you're scared that people are making fun of you. But the problem is you really just need to get over yourself, because honestly, nobody remembers your ass 5 seconds after the video's off. They'll remember a good message. Right? They'll remember something like, you know, I just came home from Afghanistan and I got to see my dog after 6 years, and he remembers me. People love those. They'll remember those longer than they're going to remember my video, right? Afterwards. So it's just a matter of keep depositing, you know, just keep dropping little, I don't know. Albie Stasic actually says it even better than I do, man. I just wish I could use his words without a copyright infringement. Probably.
Value, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is, really. It's helping and helping people out. And so like with the honey badger posts and things like that I put out there, I make my own content for free all the time. I've been doing it for 9 years or 8 years, trying to promote Your Agent John Clark was Your Agent John Clark, and I sold insurance right before, you know, it was like 6 months between shredding here when I came here. So anyway, but Your Agent started before that, and I have a comedy one that I do as well, because I'm a knucklehead, and so I have a whole nother profile of without my face, so people don't know that it's actually coming from me. But you know, but that's the biggest thing, I think, is just people just need to get over the fear that people are worried about what they're saying and just try to deliver a good message, man. It doesn't, to me, I listen to whoever the person is. If the message is coming out and it's a solid message and it's something that resonates with me or the business that I'm in, man, I'm listening. I don't care what they look like. You know, that's the last thing I'm worried about. So, I mean, but
Go back kind of the beginning, and you know, where the transition, right? You asked the leaders, right, in the industry, you know, what they did, you know, make more calls, but that's not what you were seeking for. Like, what was the inspiration? Where did you know it was like, man, I got to go this way, right? I can't do that. I got to go this way. Like, what were some of the inspirations, some of the triggers, some of the things that you were paying attention to that got you going down that path?
I think, honestly, I started, and this may be corny to some people, but I started listening to Grant Cardone. I got a hat back here that it says 10X EXP on my hat. My license plate says 10X EXP, and it's a mindset thing. I switched my mindset. I was so good at what I was doing at shredding. I started to tell myself, you're a bad mother, you know. There was quite little. We had a new CEO. I knew the original CEO who started shredding in general in 1988. Threw a shredder in the back of a truck and drove around Toronto talking people to being irresponsible with business paperwork. Good man, died in a plane crash, unfortunately. We were bought by this. I got to know the CEO. I knew more about this company than the CEO did, in my opinion. Now, maybe financially that's a little bit different.
Sure.
But as it relates to the people on the ground, I know what they want. I could have sold all day long and nothing would have been credited for me if my boys didn't do the work for me, my team. So once a quarter, I make big fat steaks from Costco that are like, you know, huge. To order, I cook them, we do the whole meal, and I tell them thank you and hug it out with them and give them gift cards and things like that to say thanks. So I switched to a mindset of we, like one team, one goal, you know what I mean? It doesn't help if I'm the best. I can be the best person in the whole office, but that does none of us any good if I keep that all to myself, right? Like I watch you, and I watch Jay, and I watch Albie. I watch my boss, or I shouldn't say boss, my leadership, Mike. I'm sorry, I used to call him boss. I call everybody boss, but my leadership, Mike. He is a leader. He is not a boss. A boss is somebody who tells you what to do. That man will outsell my ass any day of the week and twice on Sunday, and I'm a damn good salesperson. He sells value. I mean, he gives value all the time with MikeWallLive.com. I mean. The people that he are much like you guys, always great. I mean, you guys are the favorite ones to watch, and that dude's in my office, man. I just run blowing his head up too big if I keep telling him how big it is. But you know, so it's just for me, it's a mindset, and I got over everything. I got over giving a crap what anybody cares about me. Be honest with you, and that has bode well. I found my people. I found the people that actually give a shit. And if you don't, man, whatever, change the channel. Honestly, I don't give a. you know.
Yeah, it's a deselection process, right? You want to really get to your audience, to your people. And so, sometimes, you got to be you, right? And repel those that don't resonate. And that's fine, because we want to, pierce through all the noise to get to our audience, to the people that we're really trying to connect with. So you had this mindset shift, really, tapping into Cardone. Where did, man, I got to create content. Was it all just really paying attention to Cardone and just kind of modeling what he's doing, or where else did you start to kind of grab, hey, this is it?
That's funny that you say that. So I run a number of groups and pages on Facebook, right? So I've got, I think, 29,000 followers on LinkedIn. I've got on Facebook, I run my entire high school. I graduated Enterprise, Alabama, and my father's a helicopter pilot in the Army, so I'm a military brat. I moved all over the place. So I was down there, and I run the page for the entire high school from 1955 till now. And wow. so I friended a bunch of people before, right? For the reunion. And then I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Now I got 5,000 friends. I'm maxed out. I don't even know who the hell half these people are. So I started the birthday video thing. And I don't know if you've seen one of those yet or not. I think I sent you one this morning just so you can get an idea of what the hell I was going to be talking about. I started doing that, man. I started saying happy birthday everybody in the morning just so I could get rid of people. So I could look at them. I said happy birthday. And the problem was I was saying happy birthday and then I'd unfriend them. I should have just unfriended them and left it alone. But so I learned that about 6 months in that I shouldn't have done that. But then I turned it into a video. And then now it's turned into the 45-second birthday breakdown. And I sound like I'm on crack, and I don't even drink coffee or do anything bad for that matter, as you would think with the fast coffee. No, so I started back at Shreddit. Some younger guys that I worked with were showing me memes. I'm like, what the hell's a meme? Like I was just learning the word, right? And they're like, oh, and they showed me this app, Mematic, where you can make them yourself. I'm like, well, dude, I'm looking at these memes. I'm like, these look stupid, and they're kind of corny. I'm like, dude, I could do this stuff all day long. And literally, I do this stuff all day long for the last 8 years, I think. And so I started making my own stuff, and it was just to get people to giggle and have a good day. You get a crappy day, you see a funny meme, you start laughing your ass off, and then people started messaging me. John, man, I tell you what, I was having a really, really crappy day, dude. I just go to your page. Every time I have a shitty day, I go to your page. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I started real estate, and I started a whole other profile because I didn't want any of my clients or potential clients to see what kind of a dipshit I was over here. Turns out, I did the switch, and I decided that you'll see sometimes when I post things, John, that it says John and tagged with John Clark, John Clark with John Clark. That's because I'm tagging it to put it on both profiles. Only a couple people have ever called me out on it and have jumped over and tried to be a friend on that side too. But I just started making stuff there and started throwing. I got a guy that locally here that made really great logos for me, and I started putting them on. I noticed as I put out the stuff that I was liking from Gary Vee and Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins, things like that. I see these memes that are, they're motivating. And so I was like, man, I can do that and slap my logo on something. And I started doing it on Instagram and then Twitter and everywhere else. And I just started putting it out. And man, when you do that and you share, like I share your stuff or Mike's stuff I just share things that I find value in, and people resonate with that. And slowly they start to see, and then you keep seeing Your Agent John Clark. Eventually, one day, someone's going to say, "Dude, you know any agents?" You met, dude, I knew this guy named Your Agent John Clark. Hell, he must be a name. It's just you're kind of chipping away at people, and so this has not been an overnight gig, man, by any stretch of the imagination. My wife has damn near beat me. I don't know how many times for being on the phone. My son has looked at. I've had to switch some things up because my family's number one now, and now with the people I'm associated with now it really means it when I say they're number one. You know what I mean? Like I can make that happen. Before I could say it, but it would be, you're number one at 6 o'clock when I get home.
Right.
You're not number one all day long. Right now, they're number one all day long. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So really, that just kind of became the secret sauce for you at that point, right? And I would love for you to kind of get into and unpack your social media map and really kind of the method to the madness, if you will, for, kind of the model that you follow, but also that you help coach and train and help others implement in for themselves.
Perfect. Well, really, and Al, as funny as Albie Stasek, when I first got into real estate, we had the same I look back after our meeting with him, or after we saw him at an event, I actually went back and looked at what I've been doing, and everything that he was explaining that was resonating with me was everything that I've been doing for a while. You have to tell people about you, okay? You can't just throw out real estate garbage, because you're going to lose people real quick, and they're just going to, and if you're just putting out wins, nothing but, hey, my team sold this, and this is what we sold this. Nobody gives a nobody cares. They want to know about the at least if you want business. Now, You can do that on your business page all day long and brag about, the stuff that not brag, I'm sorry, but post about your wins. That's what you're supposed to do. But you got to tell them about yourself too. And I love talking about my wife and kid. I want people to know that I'm a dedicated husband, dedicated father. I love coaching my kid. I flip old school BMX spikes. That's going to catch some people. I'm a nutty sales dude. I got a fast talking deal. I moved here from New York. I promoted nightclubs in Manhattan. I danced on MTV The Grind. I played soccer in Europe. I mean, seriously, I'm an out there dude. I've done a lot of really cool stuff, but not everybody thinks that's cool, right? But I just probably hit 4 people right there. They're probably like, dude, that guy's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll check his profile out later. And those are the people I want to talk to. There's a lot of people like, look at that guy, man. He's funny looking as hell. They're never going to talk to me. So personal experience, put stuff out there. Just let them know who you are. Then there's the motivational and inspirational stuff. You'll pick up those people too. You'll also get rid of the people that are hip to it, which is even better. Get rid of the cancerous people, the people that are just not, they're always negative. Yeah, dude, I thinned the herd, man. Like, I know Mike interviewed me a week or 2 ago, and he said, "Oh, he's probably got 5,000 friends on Facebook." Well, you know what? I don't, because every birthday now on this profile, every morning when I send a birthday video, I look at the people first. Okay, am I ever going to have anything to do with this person? Are they far enough away? Is there anything I can do for them or they can do for me? No. Boom, they're gone. And it was only because I needed to build up the profile initially. And now I have this is like been going on for a year now.
Super intentional.
I'm sorry?
I said super intentional. That's a huge nugget I want people to get. One, get to the 5,000, right? But then, you got to like thin the herd of those people, right? So, Tammy Pack shared this at Mastermind last year was, she looks for anybody that's in her town, right? She's in Fredericksburg, Texas. So she looks for anybody that has Fredericksburg, Texas. They're in there. And then real estate agents outside of EXP. That's her audience. That's her audience. So that's all she's trying to communicate with.
You want to recruit as well as grab new people in town. That makes complete sense. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I called Albie, I messaged Albie Stacy and said, can you please, when somebody pisses you off, will you please drop them like a bad habit and add me? And he did. That, like 5 minutes later, he goes, dude, you're done. You're in. I'm like, I love you. Like, I didn't expect him to say yes or anything, but he had 5,000 that wouldn't let me in. I'm like, Albie, can you do me a favor? Just drop somebody. Somebody's got to piss you off, And he got me in, so I've been stoked ever since. Yeah. So then there's also, so we got 20. I do like 25. So I do 25% personal business, 25% motivational, inspirational. I share stuff that other people, they don't have to be part of EXP, man. I've got a couple of agents here locally in different brokerages. I love them, man. I mean, seriously, they're just good humans doing the same thing as me, just for somebody else. And I can't be mad at them for doing that, So then there's 25% entertainment. That's my memes. That's the sales humor. That's the little articles or funny videos. I'll throw one of my birthday videos every once in a while. If I see a bunch of honey badgers have the birthday, I'll throw it on the honey badger group and then just say happy birthday to those guys. So, I want more people to see it anyway, but I really like doing that, letting everybody kind of see how off the wall I am, but also making sure everybody says happy birthday to our people. And then, of course, there's 25% business, where that's where you throw up, hey, just sold, coming soon. And this is the part where I feel is secret sauce. Okay, the things I just said a minute ago, Albie Stasic said it before, everybody else has said it. I think this next part is where I really helped myself kind of made myself look a lot busier than I was when I first started. And don't get me wrong, the day I had my license, I walked in the office and somebody said, who wants this appointment? And I said, me. And I closed that damn deal 2 weeks later with cash. I sold some stuff, but it sure looked a hell of a lot busier that first year, I promise you, because of this. So when you list and when you go out and you get a new listing, now I don't know, every state's a little bit different. I'm not sure what they're doing out there, John, but coming soon is a good post, right? You got to post coming soon, put the house up there, and then you've got just listed, right? Same house. just listed. And then we're, if it's not sold in the first 12 hours, like it happens here right now, or damn near everywhere if it's priced correctly, then you got the open house post, right? And you can throw videos in that one if you want to as well, which I love to do. I do one with the house. I do one with the drive up to the house. Then you've got price reduced, if in fact you have to do that. Hopefully you don't have to do that in this market. And then there's under contract, just sold, and that could be that could be a picture with you and the client. That could be, the next one could be you and or just the property just sold. Then you've got just sold, congrats with if you got along with the other person. I love doing that with the other agent. I also do it with the mortgage guy, because damn near everyone I try to bring to, the people that always take care of my clients. And then you can also do it with the closer. I love doing that. So I literally look for a post every single place I go. I went to a showing the other day, and actually right behind this wall right here is a young lady that's popping off calls, and her card, because she works her ass off, was sitting at a showing, and I popped a picture with mine and hers together, cropped that bad boy and put it out there and said, I'm proud to see that my team and I are working, that we're all working, because this is the crazy, we've got 4,400 agents in this market and 1,600 listings. That's it. So yeah, we're damn near battling for every sale that we get out here. So you've got to be out in front of people. So that right there was just for if you're doing a listing. If you do a buy, if you're helping a buyer, you've got obviously the under contract post. You can do a just sold with the photo, just sold with the client, post with the agent, of course, loan up. I mean, you can go both ways on damn near either client. You know what I mean? And it's a good way to now. Just to clarify, don't post them back to back to back to back. Now, you do one this morning, then you do one the next day, and then you can even break it down the following day. You don't, people don't really look and say, man, that's the same house. Is that client? Is that you don't really get that. It's just congratulations, man. Great job, great job. But all these other people are seeing is, wow, this dude's posting a lot of stuff on his, these are potential customers are seeing that you are posting things all the time, and that maybe you're the guy they want to work with. So, and then of course there's always good times to post specifically, but you can Google that with no problem.
So are you putting all the same posts on all of the platforms, or like what goes to what? Like break that down. I mean,
every time I post on first obviously on Facebook on the most of the time I will tag myself on both profiles, but it goes on Facebook, then my business page, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, I guess
all the same posts.
For the wins, those posts are the same across the board. You just got to post them to each one of the platforms, because then it's consistent across the board too. Believe me, anybody that's actually on all of those platforms, there's the good agents that I like here in my local market. I see them on each one of those, except LinkedIn. I hardly see any real estate agents on LinkedIn, unfortunately, which I think is the most important one out of all of them. I've had actually people fly from California out here as investors to do work business out here strictly because of the LinkedIn profile. So it's kind of a nutty that people.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I just think, short of TikTok and Snapchat, stuff like that, I don't think that's where you want to post things like that. Of course, you can do nutty agent posts, and my videos go there. My birthday videos go to all of those. But no, I think if you just stay consistent, and you don't have to, you can make it look like there's no gaps in your business. You know what I mean? If you post strategically.
So are you trying to, I mean, are there set times that you're trying to create some of this stuff, and then, hey, I got it going out? Are you using any type of tool like a Loomly or anything like that to help get some of these posts and things out?
They're literally posted by me. It'd be so much cooler, John, if I was more hip to like Buffer or something like that, where I could schedule posts, right? No, right now it's just me going nuts, man. When I come up with something cool, I just knock it out real fast. It doesn't take me but a couple of minutes to post them to every one of them real fast with a copy and paste. You know what I mean? As it relates to making my own content, though, man, this is something I highly recommend. Obviously, we can all get free. The stuff that I post on Honey Badger page, that I just do that for our people. It's free stuff, right? And I've got a Pinterest page that I save everything to, strictly EXP motivation and marketing. And it's all stuff that I do. And Everybody can do it. You get a logo from EXP World, right? You go there and get all the logos, and then you get an app called Mematic. M-E-M-A-T, yeah, Mematic, M-E-M-A-T-I-C, Mematic. And I'm telling you, it is worth the, what, $24 or whatever it is for the pro version. You can take anything, man. Like behind me here is one of my favorite quotes ever. It's from Richard Branson. Train people well enough so they can leave, treat them well enough so they don't want to, right? That's my whole mindset. I love that. I always like to look at that. You could slap that on a black background, put a border on it, stick EXP or something. Not necessarily that one, maybe a different quote, but didn't have Branson on it. But throw that on there, and you can do it too. It's not like I am some freaking marketing wizard. I swear I'm not. I've just made so much funny content for a long time. I've got this Pneumatic thing down like a champ. I can't put anything on my profiles, any profiles, that doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. There's something wrong with me physically or like mentally. I can't. I hate. I can look at a meme and be like, dude, that is funny, but God, that's uglier than hell. And I'll steal it. And my Instagram thing is a meme chop shop. I take everybody's memes and just make them better looking. I can't, you know, you may have a great idea, but if it's ugly, I can't rock it. So I've got to put it on a profile after it looks pretty. So I learned that through Pneumatic, and then I just switched it over to professional stuff instead. So I've helped a couple honey badgers hit me up and said, hey man, can you do this for me? Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, man, send it over. And I think they're just like blown away that I'll even do it. I'm like, dude, it's so much fun for me. It takes like 3 seconds. You're probably gonna pay somebody a couple $100 to do some dumb crap like that. When it can really take, just give me a phone call. I'll help anybody, dude. I don't care.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then obviously, like you said, paying attention to what times to post on which platforms is kind of sticking to that rule pretty solid.
And they're all different too. Like Instagram, funny enough, 3 in the morning is the best time to post, if you can believe that. And there's no way in hell. I mean, I'll be an hour or so after that, you know, but hopefully it'll be nice and hot. But no, yeah, it's crazy. Every one of them has different. If you stick to the general rule of 3, 6, 9, and 12, you're lovely across the board. I mean, doing all the research that I've done, if you stick to those times, that's when you normally get people pretty good. 6 before work, 9's right when they're kind of chilling out, 12's lunch, 3 is when we're kind of winding down, and 6 you're back home for dinner again. You know what I mean? So everybody kind of takes a quick look at that time. It's really easy to hit more people on those, I've noticed, when you post. So that's what I generally stay with, is try to. And then I work so much crap in between there. It's not scheduled. John, all the professional stuff is scheduled, but the other stuff is just random.
Motivation, just random.
I see some cool like real estate humor. Boom, I've got to put it out real quick because I want to see you smile. I want to see you laugh and giggle, and you know.
I think that's a great point. Right? Don't overthink it. I love the 3, 6, 9, 12. That just keeps it super easy to remember. Yeah, don't even overthink it. Damn, that's awesome. Any other key tips, nuggets to be, you know, for all these honey badgers listening in to, you know, I know, you know, the big thing, mindset, just get over it. But, you know, how can you help them? I think the biggest thing that I see is the inconsistency. And I mean, it's even something I even struggle with, right? So, you know, trying to stay consistent with making sure we're getting, you know, out there on a consistent basis.
Well, then live by the calendar. You know what I mean? You do, like you guys do a great post. Holly put that out there. We know that every week on Wednesday at 12, we're going to get to see John Kitchens bring on somebody that hopefully adds a little value, right? So that's definitely scheduled. I'm sure you have it somewhere written down. You didn't. Oh yeah. Damn, I got to go see that funny looking bastard John here at 12 o'clock. That's right. No, but it's written down somewhere. And honestly, man, I have never lived by the schedule. Mike Wall drilled it into my head, honestly. Prospecting is scheduled now. Posting, you know, the only thing I have as a race to post is I say, don't forget to post here. And I go down my checklist to make sure everything's done. My birthday video has to go on everybody's profile first, then it has to go straight to LinkedIn, then it's Instagram, then Twitter, then YouTube, and then Snapchat, and then they're literally in that order, boom. And then I'm done. And then I can put that to the side unless somebody says happy birthday to one of their friends, and I'll throw it on their profile just for the hell of it. But they're not a friend of mine, it's just for the hell. But be consistent every morning. I was sick a month and a half ago. I had a stomach virus, 24 hours. Dude, I could not do an AM video, that's for sure. But the next day, I did 2. And I did one that was a belated video for the last minute, and I did one, and then I changed my clothes real quick, and I did one for that same day, and I put them both out there. Listen, I'm a weirdo, but I want to keep it consistent. I want someone to go to my YouTube channel and pick any day that, you know, any birthday that you have, and you'll be able to find it because I save all of your birthday shouts, right? So it's just, what you need to do is find your niche. Mine's a birthday thing, man. I really told Mike last year, I want to do what you're doing, John. I want to interview people. I thought that'd be cool. But I found out that honestly, the birthday thing is kind of my gig, man. And I kind of like it. And people seem to give me a really cool feedback from it. It's a little different for them. They like hearing the celebrities that have the same birthday. And funny enough, it's got me in with some people for real estate. It's kind of weird, you know. And if anything, it's got them to follow me just to see how weird I am. And, you know, and then maybe later on they find out there's a property for sale and they buy it. I don't know. Just find your niche. It could be anything. You could be mortgage update. It could be, I highly recommend that some of you guys maybe just walk through your office and interview each one of the people on your team. Introduce everybody in the world to each person on your team. Real fast, sorry. Bought this the other day. It says about me, right? Because I have that intention. It's just my age. It says what's your favorite color? All this kind of weird stuff. And it was just an idea that maybe I might do, and I'll do it for each one of my people and put a little post out there, and it'll engage people. It'll also introduce the people that I love here in this office, and it shows them that I love them as well, I think. You know, and it just gives you one more post. I mean, honestly, it sounds really corny, but I'm always just looking for one more. Like, what else can we talk about today that's positive? Or, you know, what's today? On my birthday video today is, I forgot what day exactly it was. Damn it, I wish I could bring this up. It's a pretty good, you know, like no excuses day, I think was yesterday or the day before. It's just, you know, then you can do a video off of that. So just pick something that's your gig and run with it and do it all the time. And you will slowly see that not only will your confidence build, you will get better at video. Hopefully your production value will get better. If you look at, this is also being on here, right? You look at my birthday videos, it looks like I'm like in a dungeon. It's where I flip my bikes and, you know, go get, you know, do my thing. But it's terrible. I want to do something prettier like this eventually. Maybe next year that'll be the gig. But, you know, I'm just not there yet. But I started last year with this round, and I just want to keep on going. So I think if you just find what your niche is, or kind of what you're comfortable talking about in front of people, you'll slowly see that people like you more than you think they do.
I think that's a great point. Wherever you're comfortable at, right niche. So, man, if you're a golfer and it's golf season, you know, out on the golf course, I mean, whatever it is that's you, to where you can just be you, more authentic and more genuine, I think is the key. Tell me about this BMX flipping, man. How the hell did you get into that?
Oh, wow. So told you I'm a sales guy, right? So funny enough, when I was a kid, I always did BMX, but I never really worked on bikes that much. My dad did. But so Santa Claus got my kid a Tony Hawk bike a couple years back, and I saw him. He saw me. I was on a bike, and I'm popping wheelies, doing dumb stuff, and my son's trying to do it. He's a younger kid. He's got to run around in the shower to get wet too, right? Little skinny little bastard. So he's trying to pop wheelies and he couldn't do it. And so I'm like, man, I'm looking at this bike. I'm like, guys, this is too heavy. Tony Hawk's a skater. This sucks. I'm gonna get him something cool, man. Something, you know, now I can afford the stuff that I could never afford or would have even dreamed of asking my parents back in the day. And so I went and took his bike. I cleaned it up, put it online, and I sold it. And I sold it for $10 less than what Santa had paid for it, right? So I'm like, So then I took the money and I went and I bought a GT. And I cleaned that up and I sold it, and I made $150 on that one. I'm like, oh, snap. That's right. You're good at sales. And so this is what you need to do. So I started buying. Literally the first few I started were just clean, make real pretty, spray the tires with tire shine that you would use on your car, right? And put a great description. It's just sales 101. Good picture, good description, put it out to the right audience, priced right, gone, done. It's the same in every sales gig. So I did it. And in 2 years, I did 227 bikes. Bought, restored, and sold, and now apparently my fireplace is famous because I started off. It was around Christmas time, and so I thought it'd be cute, you know, it's marketing. I had my bikes under the thing, and I hung some stockings, right? So then I just said, well, it's always a great picture there. The stockings are gone now for Christmas. I just kept them there, and now everybody, when they come over to buy the bikes, they're like, dude, that's the fireplace, and I'm like, you know, so it just. I don't know. I just started YouTubing and figuring out how to do stuff and figuring out really cool ways, pull grips off real quick, you know. I don't know. I started changing everything around and making bikes pretty, and then buying stuff from all over the country to make them kind of back to what they were originally. I hate that kids are stuck on video games all damn day. I want them back on bikes. And my biggest crowd are the people that are my age who want their kids to rock the bikes that they had in the 80s and 90s. And so those are the bikes that I concentrate on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And bikes are hard to get right now. They're worth a premium.
Yeah, well, especially those. Now everybody's trying. I mean, if you go on any Facebook, I mean, people lie to them all day long, and people are selling bikes I sold for $150 last year. They're trying to sell them for $400. I'm just waiting for winter time when nobody's riding anymore and they're all broke, and then they all need to sell their bikes again. That's when I collect them all again, and my downstairs will be full again, and then I'll kill spring.
Gobble them up. Man, that's awesome. That is fantastic. I love that, man. Well, this is I knew I was ready to buckle up. I knew this was going to be fast and furious and hitting people like Red Bull out of a fire hose coming at them with this episode. But man, jam packed, full of just straight value. And man, I really appreciate you jumping in and really being a true expert mentor and adding value like you always do. And, I knew, like I said, I knew today wouldn't be any different than what you do every day for everybody. So for all of you guys listening in, man, make sure, share takeaways, share, Bryant and, these guys giving some love. Make sure you guys listening to this, give some love to John. Best way to reach out to you, to connect with you, John, if they want to connect and maybe dive a little bit deeper.
And you can get me at 937-369-7876. But honestly, anywhere on social media, I'm at Your Agent John Clark. Not a very exotic name, John Brian Clark. I might as well be Mike Smith. But John, I'm sure you've gone through the same thing. I actually change my name to Johnny when I go to Panera just so somebody doesn't steal my damn food. But yeah, so Your Agent John Clark, anywhere, man. I'd love to connect with everybody. And if there's anything that I can ever do as it relates to just kind of walking you down the path on how to do it for free, to maybe come up with some marketing material, or feel free to go to my Pinterest page at Your Agent John Clark 2 for the EXP board that I have there. I put everything that I make right there for you guys, man. If I don't post it directly to Honey Badger Group, I will post it there. And I love that you guys always say thank you and you're welcome, and I'm stealing this, and or I'm going to borrow this, or may I borrow this? But let me tell you right now, you need no permission from me ever. Not that you ever would on social media, because I can steal anybody's stuff. So you can definitely steal mine. But you never need my permission. You are always welcome. I solely do it for this group because I want us to take market share. I want us to destroy the rest. And don't get me wrong, I have love for competitors, but I still want every one of their agents to come over to the good side. So that's it. I love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys listening in, and can't wait to see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks again, John.
See ya.